Breaking now on 4 News Now at 6, a man arrested thousands of miles away from the murder scene in Moscow, Idaho. We have team coverage tonight on where he was found and his connection to the inland Northwest. And how both Moscow and Pullman are reacting to the news as the investigation now includes Washington State University. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. We'll get to the very latest coming out of Moscow, but first, breaking news west of Spokane. We have new video to show you from the area of the Finch Arboretum on the eastbound side of the highway. Washington State Patrol confirms this big rig trailer caught fire on the side of I-90. Troopers say he was hit by a passing vehicle when he got out of his rig. He is now at the hospital and he's being treated for serious injuries. Despite being hit, WSP says he is expected to recover. And here's another look at that smoldering big rig, courtesy of Washington State troopers at the scene. Traffic was reduced down to one lane to allow firefighters room to work with their equipment and for a heavy tow truck operator to get the semi off the highway. Now to that breaking news we've been covering for you all day in the case of the 4 University of Idaho students killed in their own home. Take a look at your screen. This is 28-year-old Brian Kohberger. Police arrested him today for the murders of Kaylee Goncalves, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogen. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Aaron Luna has the night off. Police confirmed that Kohberger is a WSU student living in Pullman, but a SWAT team found him at his parents' home more than 2,500 miles away in the Pocono Mountain area of Pennsylvania. We have team coverage tonight with reaction from both Pullman and Moscow, but we start with Jordan Smith, who's been covering this murder case from the very start. Jordan, what's the latest?
Well, Kirsten, as you said, major developments unfolding here in Moscow 6 weeks after the murders of those 4 U of I students in this home here behind me. And police finally have a suspect in custody who was arrested over 2,500 miles away from the crime scene. And police were able to track Kohberger back to Albright, Pennsylvania in his home state. You can see that area on your screen now, or around the area he was arrested in Monroe County. Now, he has since made his first appearance in court before a Pennsylvania judge and is being held on no bond. And this is welcome news for the community of Moscow and the families of these victims who've been waiting each and every day for answers to come.
No arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process.
CNN and ABC News are reporting that sources say police linked Kohberger to the crime in part through his white Hyundai Elantra and that his DNA matched DNA that was found at the crime scene. Moscow police would not comment on the matter, saying that part of the investigation is currently sealed. And as you mentioned, Kirsten, Kohberger is facing 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. He's expected to make his next appearance on Tuesday in a Pennsylvania court, where we will learn more about what that process will look like to get him back to Idaho. We'll be following that story closely. Kirsten, we'll send it back to you.
Jordan, thank you. Ethan Chapin's family released a statement about the arrest today, saying in part, "We are relieved this chapter is over because it provides a form of closure. However, it doesn't alter the outcome or alleviate the pain. We miss Ethan, and our family is forever changed." Kaylee Goncalves' family also responding today, saying they don't know the suspect, but they are looking into him and are, quote, happy, relieved, and thankful. You can watch the full press conference that happened at 1 o'clock this afternoon and learn more about the suspect right now on KXLY.com. The arrest of a current WSU student has people who call Pullman home shaken. They aren't used to crime in their tight-knit community. People can't believe someone who was walking the same campus that they were could commit such a gruesome act. Our Esther Bowers live in Moscow again tonight. And Esther, police were on WSU's campus today.
That's right, Kirsten. We tracked down records showing the suspect had an on-campus office back at Washington State University. Now, I spoke with people earlier today who said they recognized him. They're now in shock, but thankful he's been caught.
To find out it was our neighbor, it was like very horrific.
Terror fills the air as Cougar Country is caught up in the Moscow murder.
Knowing that this is a WSU student, that feels sad and maybe a bit of
anxiety for us. Anxiety for some and a sense of peace for others.
lean on believing the police in this, and I think they've pulled through and shown us that they knew what they were doing.
Justin Glover is a WSU alum. He can only praise police for persevering.
Like you said, they've been taking a lot of flack from people online who don't live in the community, and here we've been very trusting of them. We've felt they knew what they were doing and that they were going to get taken care of.
There is still so much more to uncover. WSU confirming this man had an office on campus. Police coming and going outside Wilson Short Hall with other officers stationed nearby. The campus is still quiet. Many students still aren't here. Those who are,
It's given us a feeling of being unsafe.
a sense of security shattered, knowing someone who walked the same steps as them is suspected of murdering students just like him. And WSU did confirm with us they helped execute search warrants at both that on-campus office and at his apartment complex back in Pullman. They tell us now they're working closely with local, state, and federal law enforcement as this investigation, Kirsten, is just beginning. Reporting live in Moscow tonight, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Esther, thank you. And as people in Moscow heard the news of the arrest, some tell us that they feel more at ease and safer than they have in weeks. Our Bronte Sorotsky is live in downtown Moscow tonight with some of those people's reactions. Bronte.
Well, Kirsten, as people walked around in Moscow tonight in the downtown area, there's a new feeling as they go to shop or to go out to eat. There's a bit of a sense of relief as a suspect is in custody and is at the top of people's minds. One woman I spoke with tells me she grew up right here in this town. When she was in college, her friend was murdered here in Moscow. She says today's news brings up old memories of how jarring and horrifying that experience was for her, but added she hopes today and in the days moving forward, this arrest will bring closure for the families and the community.
It feels like an opportunity for some healing to know that someone's been arrested, but it also feels confusing because it's really hard to wrap your head around how someone could do such a thing.
Others that I spoke with say throughout this investigation, they've noticed their neighbors stepping in to protect one another. And while this tragedy has changed this town, some say they also show how strong their community is. Reporting live in Moscow, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Bronte. All of this happening on the day where friends and family gathered inside of this church to celebrate the life of Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonzalez in Coeur d'Alene. We are live with how they were remembered today, coming up.
Some light sprinkles and flurries could continue through the evening, but once we get through that, we've got dry conditions for the next several days. I'll take a closer look at what exactly you can expect for the holiday coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Shine bright with Ford during the final days of the Shine Bright sales event. New inventory is still arriving daily, so drive one home today. Get a Flex Buy with 0% for $66 on an in-stock 2022 Escape, only at your local Ford dealer.
Everybody down! Bank robbery!
Starting January 3rd, the Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the feds for an action-packed crossover event.
What happened?
A heist crew got away with the list of our undercover agents currently in the field.
This suspect should be considered extremely dangerous.
Into chaos we all go.
Lives of hundreds of undercover agents are depending on us.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, 8, 7 Central on ABC.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor from 4 News Now.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Join us as we take a look back at the stories that help define our community.
The 2022 Year in Review, a 4 News Now special, New Year's Eve at 10. See you then.
New Year's Eve magic is in the air with performances by Sierra, Dove Cameron, Duran Duran, Phineas, J-Hope, Wiz Khalifa, and so many more.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest live on ABC.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you ready to fight? To be fearless? Are you made for greatness? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
Me in a boat,
The boats are back. It's a live in-person show. 4 big days, Thursday through Sunday, January 26th to 29th at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Summer fun on the water is just around the corner, so take the whole family. That's right, it's back, live and in person. From big to small, you'll see it all. At the 2023 Spokane Boat Show, the boats are back. You can learn more at SpokaneBoatShow.com.
Looking for a great idea for the holidays? Elkins Resort, Idaho's premier vacation destination, has great getaway specials for some wonderful wintertime fun. So make your reservations today before the season is over. Call Elkins Resort or check out our website at elkinsresort.com.
Shine bright with Ford during the final days of the Shine Bright sales event. New inventory is still arriving daily, so drive one home today. Get a flex buy with 0% for 66 on an in-stock 2022 Escape, only at your local Ford dealer.
We continue team coverage tonight into the breaking news on the murder arrest of the 4 U of I students. As we said at the top of the hour, this man, Brian Koberger, is now being charged with all 4 deaths. He was arrested hours before friends and families of 2 of the victims, Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonzalez, came together for a celebration of life in Coeur d'Alene. They were lifelong friends and were both graduates from Lake City High School. Tonight at 6. We have Vanessa Perez live outside of the church, and she spoke with how they are being remembered tonight.
Well, it's empty, but hundreds gathered here at Lake City Church to honor Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonzalez, who were loved by so many. The 2 were best friends and inseparable. Their loss left an emptiness. But it wasn't all serious inside the ceremony. There were laughs shared in the crowd as families and friends shared funny stories of each of them. It was clear that Madison and Kaylee lived their lives to the fullest. Families described Kaylee as a spitfire. She was relentless and got what she wanted. They called Maddie an angel, driven, and she was quirky. Now, this celebration of life happened right as a suspect in connection with the killings was arrested on the East Coast. Here's what one man told me earlier in downtown Coeur d'Alene.
It's good to have some sort of closure, or moving towards closure, I believe. Yeah, so, yeah, we're happy for the community and the families, as bad as the situation is. So.
Back at the service, Maddie and Kaylee's boyfriends each shared memories as well. One said it's going to be very hard going into the new year without Madison, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana. People inside the ceremony were also given memory cards to write down their favorite memory to give to their families. There was also a special playlist playing for both of the victims. We will continue to track this story live in Coeur d'Alene. Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Vanessa. And there's a lot more on the new developments today on KXLY.com. For now, we will send you out to break with this live look over Spokane.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot, start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Parenting. Sometimes there's success.
You got it, girl!
And other times...
I want to encourage you to try it.
Nope.
I am a high achievement parent.
Our parenting style is strict with morals.
You can obviously see the love. I wish I had a dad like them.
You should see us cook, though.
The Parent Test. New episode starting Thursday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Ring in the new year with special savings at More Furniture for Less during our New Year's sale.
Shop special hours this New Year's Eve from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and save big.
Furniture for every room in your home is on sale, including our best sellers and newest arrivals.
Shop early and save New Year's Eve from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for great values for a great new year. Only at More Furniture for Less.
This year, treat yourself to a new Toyota from Finland.
Finley Downtown Toyota. We've got lots of great choices. And every vehicle sold comes with Toyota Care. So you can get a new reliable vehicle in 2023 from Finley.
Tech millionaire shot by cops at his own home. Next, Inside Edition. He called to report a break-in by a burglar. So how did cops end up shooting him?
A terrible mistake. It was totally unjustified.
His last words caught on tape.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Then, the best animal videos of the year. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Welcome back to 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. Pretty nice conditions for us on this Friday evening as we are taking a live look out over Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We can see some wet roads out there. The chance of flurries and sprinkles to continue through this evening is not out of the question. Temperatures right now in those mid-30s and heavy cloud cover. Temperatures basically all across the region in those low to mid-30s with the exception of Lewiston at 46. And winds right now nice and light, anywhere between about 0 to 6 miles an hour. Now, because of winds so light, we are going to see some fog developing as we head into the overnight hours tonight. And then that fog is going to stick with us for the next few days. As we take a look at our 12-hour forecast, you can see not much changing over the next 12 hours, not even the temperatures. Take a look at that. 2 a.m. we're going to be sitting at 35 degrees and then 6 a.m. 32 degrees. That is because all of that heavy cloud cover kind of acting like an insulation for us, keeping us warmer than we typically are for this time of year and certainly this time of day. Radar and satellite is showing quite a bit of activity around us, but the only thing that we really need to be concerned about right now is any activity in our surrounding mountain regions. For those of you that could be traveling, certainly something to keep in mind. As we take a look at Stevens and Lookout Pass, we can still see snow on the roads, so the mountain snow going to continue through this evening. But aside from that, we're going to have dry conditions for at least the next couple of days and through the holiday weekend as well. Lows tonight across the region. Low 30s to the mid 30s, 35 in St. Mary's and 31 will be the overnight low for those of you in Ritzville. 40 will be the overnight low for those of you in Richland. Tonight, 32 degrees. We're going to have clouds and patchy fog and light wind. That, as I mentioned, that patchy fog is going to be sticking with us because of those light winds, not offering any kind of relief. You want to make sure that as you're out on the roads, if you're encountering any of that low visibility, you want to take extra precaution. As we head into New Year's Eve, tomorrow afternoon, temperatures bouncing right back up into those mid to upper 30s, 38 in Coeur d'Alene, 35 in Spokane, 40 in Ritzville, and 48 for those of you in the Lewiston area by tomorrow afternoon. Now, as we take a look at our 7-day forecast, you can see those calm conditions really consistent for the next couple of days. By the middle of next week, our temperatures return to average for this time of year, and we bring back a chance of rain or snow by the tail end of next week. So not too much for us to be concerned about. The 4 things that you need to know in a nutshell: mountain snow continuing. We do have that fog developing tonight, cloudy and dry for this weekend, and average temperatures by next week. As we take a look at our forecast, January 7th through the 13th, it's looking wet. So a possibility of the snow returning by the next couple of weeks.
We have some breaking news out of Yakima tonight. Police there are now confirming the remains of a little boy who's been missing for 3 months have been found in a river in Wapato. Lucian Munguia disappeared September 10th. You may have seen posters up around downtown Spokane with his photos on them. He would have been 5 years old. Police say family members reported him missing from a park. A medical examiner used dental records to verify the remains found in that river belonged to Lucian. Investigators have not said how the boy died, and no arrests have been made. Dozens of people stranded by one of the fiercest blizzards to hit the city of Buffalo, New York in 45 years found an unlikely place to ride out the storm. Here's ABC's Will Gans with more.
In the midst of Buffalo's deadliest storm in decades.
Yo, please, man. Anybody out there that's stuck, that's in the Fillmore and Broadway area, man, do not stay in your car, man.
A sanctuary from the frigid cold, coming from the local barber.
You're more than welcome to come here at 707 Fillmore. Free. Get some heat, get some electricity, charge your phone. get in contact with your family.
Craig Elston taking to Facebook with a message to his neighbors in crisis.
And when that guy knocked on the door, I realized like his hands was almost frozen. His face was like almost frozen. And it was like extremely, extremely excruciating cold.
Craig's shop didn't lose power, but so many homes in the area did.
At that time, that's when I realized how cold he was. And he said, if I'd have been out there 2 more minutes, I would have died.
Facebook groups created specifically for the storm began sharing Craig's message further. And more people showed up to the barbershop.
I gave him socks, T-shirts, food, water, drinks. Probably was anywhere ranging from 20 to 30 people. It got up to about 40 people.
From Friday until Tuesday, shelter seekers sleeping in the chairs and on the floors using barber capes as blankets.
I'm the same person I was the day before. I would do it over again. And I'm just here to serve the community and help the community any way I can. I just know what I did was from the heart. That's just where I stand on it.
Craig says that barbershops are meant to be a pillar of the community, offering people a place to come to feel good and to feel heard. He never imagined it would come to this, but he's happy that he was able to help. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Years' worth of former President Trump's tax returns have finally been released. How much he paid in federal income tax coming up. And relief is in sight for thousands of Southwest customers as the airline vows things to be back to normal soon. What the CEO is saying about reimbursements, that's coming up in just a few minutes.
Download the 4 News Now app today. When weather hits, the Good Morning Northwest team is ready.
Slippery morning drive. 20 school districts either closed or delayed.
The snow is continuing to fall.
Getting you prepared on Good Morning Northwest. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Next live, Annalie Ashford and Colin Quinn. Plus your New Year's resolutions.
From our Live with Kelly and Ryan family to yours.
Happy New Year! Watch live Monday at 9, right after GMA.
At GMA, our New Year's resolution is to help make you better than ever. So next week, it's all about you. Feel better, save better, live better than ever. Now, what could be better than that? This is so good. All next week on GMA.
The big New Year's Eve party is at Chewelah Casino with 3 sets of cash drawings. Tomorrow, you could play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries for your chance to win your share of over $15,000 in cash prizes. Party, play, and win at Chewelah Casino tomorrow, December 31st, during our 3 sets of drawings. Dance in the new year with cash prizes at Chewelah Casino. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
La-Z-Boy Furniture Galleries helps you work around that special piece you can't live without. It's the La-Z-Boy year-end sale. Right now, save 30% store-wide and get 36 months special financing. La-Z-Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Upgrade your new year with a powerful rig from Northwest Motorsport. You're sure to find the perfect upgrade at nwmsrocks.com/New Year. Make 2023 the year of trucks, and more trucks. And tell them Bone sent ya.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor from 4 News Now.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Join us as we take a look back at the stories that help define our community.
The 2022 Year in Review, a 4 News Now special, New Year's Eve at 10. See you then.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Lines Insurance at alllinesinsure.com.
Around the nation tonight, the Southwest Airlines meltdown fiasco may finally be coming to an end. The nation's largest domestic carrier is promising today will be different, and so far, most of its flights are running on schedule with just over 40 flights canceled. Today, that's per FlightAware. It comes after canceling close to an astounding 16,000 flights this holiday season. Isabel Rosales reports on what the airline CEO says you are owed.
It's been holiday travel hell week for Southwest customers.
This has been a crazy time.
Thousands of canceled flights.
Our next available seats for rebooking are on the 31st and beyond.
Hours-long delays and lost luggage. But now, Southwest flight status boards in the green. While the airline's flights may be going smooth, the same can't be said for its reputation.
They lost 1,000-something bags. I've been watching the news. Now they want us to still get them our bags. Is that crazy or what?
They better give me some compensation for a week.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg warning the airline could face tens of thousands of dollars per violation per passenger if it doesn't make good with refunds and expenses.
Our department is going to do everything it takes to hold them accountable for their treatment of their passengers.
Airline CEO Bob Jordan vowing Southwest will go above and beyond for the customers they left stranded across the U.S., many never making it home for the holidays.
I'm extremely sorry for that. There's just no way almost to apologize. And we'll be looking at and taking care of things like rental cars, hotel rooms, meals, booking customers on other airlines.
Southwest promises to make good after the travel nightmare. Some passengers ready to leave this nightmare behind in 2022.
I'll try to go have some fun on New Year's Eve. They didn't just, no, I ain't gonna let them spoil my day.
I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
A lottery fever is sweeping the nation with $640 million up for grabs. This jackpot has been growing since October. It's the biggest prize ever offered around New Year's. The lump sum, an estimated $328 million. Not a bad way to start 2023. But it's not just the players. Store owners who sell a winning ticket get a piece of the pie, so they're hoping. Well, divisive internet personality Andrew Tate detained in Romania along with his brother for suspected human trafficking, rape, and organized crime charges. Prosecutors say they found 6 women who were sexually exploited by the Tate brothers. Tate has previously said women are partially responsible for being raped and that they belong to men. We have reported during this flu season that the illness hit harder and faster this season than normal, but it now appears to be on the decline. According to new CDC data, hospital admissions for influenza last week dropped nationwide for the 3rd week in a row. Almost 19,000 people were hospitalized with the flu last week, down from a season high of more than 26,000 the week after Thanksgiving. The numbers do not yet include data on flu activity following the holiday. The CDC estimates that as of last week, there have been at least 20 million illnesses, 210,000 hospitalizations, and 13,000 deaths from the flu this season. Moscow police say they've got their man in the murder of 4 U of I students. We will recap what we know about the suspects so far and how the community is reacting next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
A white Christmas, a white knuckle drive. We've already seen pileups on mountain passes. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect on air, online, and on the app with 4 News Now.
This week on Svengoolie.
I haven't seen a spider yet, and I don't think we will.
Oh, you will? It's hairy-legged havoc in Earth versus the Spider on the next Svengoolie.
Saturday night at 8 on MeTV 4.2.
Imagine if information came with a nutrition label. Then you'd know if what you're consuming has the right mix of facts, sources, and context. But it's on us to make healthier choices about what to consume, share, and act on. Get Newslit Fit at newsliteracyweek.org.
Are you ready to take the plunge with us on New Year's Eve? Be here at Coeur d'Alene Casino on Saturday, December 31st from 10 p.m. to midnight for our $75,000 Penguin Plunge New Year's Eve giveaway. You could be one of 40 winners to start 2023 with prizes between $1,200 and $5,000 cash. Plus, dance your way into the new year with our free live music in the Nighthawk Lounge. Penguin big this New Year's Eve, only at Coeur d'Alene Casino.
The 2023 Subaru Crosstrek is as powerful as your sense of adventure. Its 182 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine makes exploring fun. Sure-footed symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard. And the Crosstrek has the best resale value in its class for 3 years running. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get 3.9% APR during the Subaru Share the Love event at AutoNation Subaru.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We are following breaking news out of Moscow, Idaho tonight. A WSU PhD student arrested for the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Take a look at your screen. This is the suspect. Police are asking anyone with information about this man, Bryan Kohberger. He's 28 years old. Again, he's a PhD student at WSU. If you know him, call police. Moscow police have confirmed that he is a WSU student, lives in Pullman, but was arrested at his parents' home 2,500 miles away in the Poconos area in Pennsylvania. And here's what we know about him so far. He graduated from DeSales University, where he got a master's degree in criminal justice. He has no prior criminal history in Washington or Idaho, besides a citation for failing to wear a seatbelt in Latah County last year. Let's now send it out to Jordan Smith, who is live in Moscow tonight. He's been covering this murder case since it all began. Jordan.
Well, Kirsten, major developments unfolding here in Moscow, as you said, 6 weeks after the murders of those 4 U of I students in this home here behind me. And police finally have a suspect in custody, and they traveled 2,500 miles across the map to get him in eastern Pennsylvania. Now, police were able to track him to Albright, Pennsylvania, his home state. You can kind of see that area on your screen now where he was arrested in Monroe County. And he has since made his first appearance in court before a Pennsylvania judge, and he's being held on no bond. And as we've mentioned, this is welcome news for the community of Moscow and the families of these victims who have been waiting each day for answers to come.
This is not the end of this investigation. In fact, this is a new beginning. You all now know the name of the person who has been charged with these offenses. Please get that information out there. Please ask the public, anyone who knows about this individual, to come forward. Call the tip line.
CNN and ABC News are reporting that sources say police linked Kohberger to the crime in part through his white Hyundai Elantra, and that his DNA matched DNA samples that were found at the crime scene. Moscow police would not comment on the matter, saying that part of the investigation is still sealed. And as you just heard, this is just the beginning of a very long road here, Kirsten. Kohberger is expected to be in court this upcoming Tuesday in Pennsylvania, where one of two things could happen. He can either waive his extradition and voluntarily return to Latah County, or if he chooses not to do that, Idaho will initiate extradition process through the governor's office. And if that happens, it could be a little bit of time before we see him come back to Latah County. So it's definitely a story we'll be following closely to see what happens on Tuesday. Kirsten?
Jordan, thank you. We have learned Kohberger was a PhD student at WSU's Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology. He had recently graduated from DeSales University in Pennsylvania. And our Esther Bowers spent the day in Pullman and joins us live from Moscow. Esther, you talked with some WSU students and you saw police activity today.
That's right, Kirsten. Well, Moscow and Pullman are close-knit small towns. I spoke with Washington State University students who tell me they're shocked and they're sad one of their own could be responsible for this heinous crime. WSU campus records show the man was a current grad student. He also had an office on campus. We watched police come and go near Wilson Short Hall. Many students are still on break. Those still on campus say it's been scary, and this news is a welcome change.
Have been praying that this person will be caught, and so we feel like our prayers are answered.
Now, Washington State University also confirmed they helped execute a search warrant at Kohberger's apartment, which is in Pullman. That is the video you are watching right now on your screen. Now, we also spoke with neighbors of this suspect. They told us they rarely saw Kohberger, but when they found out the news he was arrested, they were absolutely terrified. Now, there is still so much more to uncover here in Moscow and back in Pullman. We are tracking this investigation very closely from all angles, and we'll bring you latest breaking details, both on air and online. Reporting live in Moscow tonight, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Esther, thank you. Police still need your help. They stress this investigation is far from over, and they ask that you spread the name and photo of the suspect arrested and ask anyone who knows him to please come forward and contact their tip line by email or phone. That address and number on your screen. It can also be found on KXLY.com.
And pretty nice conditions across the region for us today. We are now taking a live look out over downtown Spokane on this beautiful and quiet Friday evening. We are going to have these calm conditions stick with us for at least the next couple of days. Our highs today, we're in the upper 30s in many areas, 38 for both downtown Spokane and Spokane Valley, along with Liberty Lake. 34 was the high in Meade, 35 in Spangle. And our temperatures right now not too different from that. All of this heavy cloud cover kind of acting like a blanket for us and keeping us insulated. Along with that, our current winds very nice and light, anywhere between about 3 to 6 miles an hour. So we are going to notice some fog developing in the overnight hours, and because we don't have any relief from those winds, that fog is going to stick with us for the next couple of days as well. Over the next 12 hours, you can see not much changing. Those temperatures very persistent, about 35 degrees, and we're going to be at 32 degrees by 6 a.m. Saturday morning, New Year's Eve. As we move into the weekend, these dry conditions going to stick with us. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine on Saturday and Sunday, and temperatures still very mild, a bit above average for this time of year. The 4 things that you need to know: we do have that mountain snow continuing, so for those who could be traveling, something that you want to keep in mind if you are going to be moving through those passes. We have that fog developing, cloudy and dry through the weekend, and then we will return to our average temperatures by the middle of next week. We'll take a much closer look at all of this, and I've also got your ski report coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Emily. Well, a lot of people still planning how they're going to ring in the new year, whether it's with friends or your kids or maybe the whole family. There are plenty of New Year's Eve events happening tomorrow in and around Spokane. The New Year's Eve fireworks show in Riverfront Park is free tomorrow night. It begins at 9 p.m., which may not be midnight for us on the West Coast, but it is early enough to accommodate families with younger children. If you're hitting up the bar and restaurant scene, you may see more Spokane police officers out and about as well. Local and state law enforcement will be increasing patrols to keep an eye out for impaired driving. And Officer Jacqueline Valencia spoke with us. She's from the Spokane Police Department. She says we can all do our part to make it home safely for the new year, first and foremost by driving sober or making a plan for how to get to and from our celebrations.
You can call a friend, call a rideshare, taxis. There's so many options out there nowadays to get you home safely.
Officer Valencia also says the cost of a rideshare is nothing compared to court costs, attorney fees, vehicle towing fees, and more that could result from a DUI crash. In a new campaign video on social media, SPD says so far this year they've responded to 258 collisions in the city involving impaired driving, with 5 of them resulting in deaths. For more information, you can see this story right now on KXLY.com. As we approach the start of the new year, there will be several new laws going into effect in Washington starting on Monday. Minimum wage is going up $1.25, giving Washington the highest minimum wage in the country at $15.74 an hour. And employers will be required to be more transparent about their salaries on job postings. That is intended to help level the playing field for women and people of color. Senior citizens and other Social Security recipients will start getting a larger monthly benefit starting in January. The 8.7% annual cost of living adjustment is aimed at helping them cope with high inflation. It is the largest increase in more than 40 years, and it will boost retirees' monthly payments by more than $140 to an average of roughly $1,827. Washington State's women's basketball went down to the wire against number 11 Utah. We have the highlights coming up a little later in sports. Stay with us.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Wedding Expo, coming January 7th.
Welcome to the Splash Zone. The A1 Double Cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. is back with charbroiled beef, onion rings, and Swiss, covered in savory A1 sauce. Bite into the A1 Double Cheeseburger starting at $3.49, only at Carl's Jr.
4 News Now, breaking news coverage.
We've heard reports of a possible shooting.
Keeping your family safe.
Spokane police are searching for a man involved in a shooting yesterday afternoon.
Staying with the story until the danger has passed.
The police are asking everyone in this neighborhood to stay alert and stay vigilant.
The news you need to keep your family safe. Over the air, online, live as it's happening. Just minutes ago, police just released these details. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
The biggest Tempur-Pedic event of the year is on right now at More Furniture. Your best night's rest is available at an incredible value. Choose the Tempur-Pedic that suits your sleep style and outfit your bed with a free set of sheets, mattress protector, and 2 free Tempur-Pedic pillows. We'll also remove your old mattress with free white glove delivery of your new one. Plus, you can take a full 72 months to pay with interest-free financing. Don't wait. The biggest Tempur-Pedic sale of the year is on now. Only at More Furniture for Less.
Spokane Valley Partners works to end hunger and poverty in our community and provide a safety net to those in need.
Help us restore hope and put the holidays back on the table for struggling families. Visit SpokaneValleyPartners.org to give or get help today.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to build communities with organizations like Spokane Valley Partners as they feed thousands of families and children.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
A burger so good, you'll put a ring on it. Or 2. Carl's Jr.'s A1 Double Cheeseburger is back with charbroiled beef, melty Swiss, A1 sauce, and crispy onion rings. Bite into the A1 Double Cheeseburger starting at $3.49 only at Carl's Jr.
Next, DT.
Come spend New Year's with us.
It's our New Year's Countdown Special.
Molly probably celebrates a little harder than me, so I'm going to have to keep up.
Dolly and Miley, Anderson and Andy, Sierra and Hallie. Plus, Harrison Ford in 1923 and Indiana Jones in 2023 inside his new Hollywood takeover.
It's pretty remarkable.
Next, ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Welcome back to 4 News Now at 6. We're going to be talking about the nicer weather that we do have this upcoming weekend. We'll get going with the 4 things you need to know. We do have some mountain snow continuing, so for those who may be traveling, something to keep in mind. Fog is going to be developing in the overnight hours and sticking with us for the next couple of days. We're going to have a cloudy and dry weekend, and we're not going to return to average temps until the middle of next week. Temperatures right now across the region, most of us in those mid-30s, 35 in Spokane, 34 in Coeur d'Alene, and 46 for those of you in the Lewiston area. And not much is going to be changing as we make our way through this evening. By 9 p.m. tonight, still at 35 degrees and same at 11 p.m. This heavy cloud cover that we're sitting under kind of acting like a blanket and keeping our temperatures warmer than they typically are for this time of night and certainly for this time of year. Life Pass is our cams showing we do have some snow on the roads through Stevens Pass and Lookout Pass. Something to keep in mind for those who could be traveling for the holiday weekend this weekend or perhaps even returning home. I want to make sure that you are planning accordingly, even though the snow and rain that we had this morning in this region has moved out, still continuing through the passes. Lows tonight across the region, as I mentioned, not changing too much, just dropping into those low 30s in most areas. 40 will be the overnight low in Lewiston, 31 in Ritzville, and 17 will be the overnight low in Winthrop. Overnight temperatures going to remain very consistent, anywhere between about 33 to 35 degrees into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. 32 is where we'll be as we're waking up on your New Year's Eve holiday Saturday morning. We'll have clouds and that patchy fog developing and staying with us because our winds are so light. We aren't getting any kind of relief, and so we're really expecting to see this fog stick around for the next couple of days. As you're out on the roads, you want to make sure that you're taking extra precaution if you do come across any of those areas that are very low in visibility. By tomorrow afternoon, temperatures back into those upper 30s and lower 40s. 40 will be the high tomorrow in Ritzville, 38 in both Coeur d'Alene and St. Mary's. 48 will be the high in Lewiston. At this point, most of us probably can't even remember what 48 degrees feels like. 35 will be the high in downtown Spokane tomorrow, and we'll have those, and that should not say snow and rain. No snow for us to be worried about, no rain, my apologies. That should not be there. Winds will be coming out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we move into our planning forecast, clear conditions on Saturday and Sunday. Pretty much clear conditions for the next 5 days or so. It's not until Wednesday or Thursday of next week that we begin to see our next chance of rain and snow moving into the region. And then by next week, we return to more seasonal temperatures for this time of year. And our ski report, Lookout Pass picked up 4 inches of fresh snow in the past 24 hours. Same story for 49 degrees north. Silver Mountain, nothing new, but they do have 52 inches of snow at the base. Mount Spokane picked up ½ an inch, and moving on to Schweitzer, and they picked up 3 inches of snow in the past 24 hours. So for those of you who have the opportunity to get in a day of skiing, looking pretty nice all around.
Thank you, Emily. Lawmakers just released 6 years of former President Trump's tax returns. The documents shed light on Mr. Trump's finances while he was in office, revealing he paid little or no income tax for several years. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more from Washington.
6 years of former President Trump's redacted tax returns are now public as lawmakers lift the veil on his finances. The Democratic-led House Ways and Means Committee publishing thousands of pages of Trump's tax documents from 2015 to 2020, raising questions about his income and businesses during his campaign and presidency. During the year of his 2016 presidential campaign, Trump claimed a net loss of $32 million, paying just $750 in federal income tax that year and in 2017. Democratic Congresswoman Judy Chu on MSNBC.
He claimed that he was a great businessman leading up to his election. But what this shows is that he had mammoth business losses.
The documents say the former president and first lady paid more than $1 million in federal income tax in 2018 and 2019 combined, but zero in 2020. That same year, the last of his term, Trump made no charitable donations after giving away just over $500,000 each of the 2 years before. Trump, who has been fighting to shield his returns from the public for years, in a video message today, blasted Democrats.
The radical Democrats' behavior is a shame upon the U.S. Congress.
Now, an IRS rule requires a president's taxes to be audited, but Democratic lawmakers say the IRS didn't start auditing Trump's returns until 2 years after he took office, when they requested the documents as part of a congressional investigation. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Breaking news just into the newsroom now. Legendary newswoman and longtime ABC News anchor and correspondent Barbara Walters has died. We are just getting this information into our newsroom tonight. We will have much more on her amazing career that spans several decades tonight on Nightside. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
92.9 CCU.
It's time to start the new year off right in a new Toyota from Findlay Downtown Toyota. The new 2023 models are available, which means you can now order your style, pick your color, and build your Toyota just the way you want it. I'm thinking red. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got over 3 blocks full of great choices to make your 2023 the best year yet with a new vehicle from Findlay. Findlay Toyota's downtown.
Thousands of families living on the streets will struggle to stay warm this winter, but you can help. We're collecting donations to buy winter clothes and services that will keep those families warm and dry. Donate today at warmheartswinterdrive.com or any neighborhood Columbia bank.
Introducing the Cool Turtle, the ultra-comfortable mask enhancer that creates a protective, cool, and breathable space between your mask and your face. Simply slide under any mask or gaiter and immediately feel the refreshing pocket of air surrounding your face. Cool Turtle's ergonomically designed, soft, comfortable shell immediately reduces mask friction, allowing you to breathe and talk in a comfortable environment.
I can actually
really breathe. With the Cool Turtle, no more sweating.
It's like I don't even have a mask on.
Call now and get not 1, not 2, but 3 Cool Turtles for just $10. Order now and we'll send you 2 more Cool Turtles free. No fees, absolutely free. Plus, you can get a 10-pack of 4-ply face masks. Just pay a separate fee. This offer is not available on Amazon. Get the real Cool Turtle now.
Call 1-800-270-1219. That's 1-800-270-1219. Or visit getcoolturtle.com. Order now.
Looking for a great idea for the holidays? Elkins Resort, Idaho's premier vacation destination, has great getaway specials for some wonderful wintertime fun. So make your reservations today before the season is over. Call Elkins Resort or check out our website at elkinsresort.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Well, the non-conference part of the schedule is over. There's nothing but conference games left from here on out. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minenson. Washington State women's basketball entered this stretch of Pac-12 games without its best player. Cougars guard Charlize Leger-Walker was not with the team tonight. Leger-Walker returned home to her home country of New Zealand due to a personal family issue, and Leger-Walker's status is day-to-day. Cougs taking on number 11 Utah as Stara Tahina replaced Leger-Walker in the starting lineup, and Tahina, right on cue, knocks down the 3. Washington State was playing catch-up pretty much the entire way. Tahina finds Bella Murekatete for the easy lay-in. That cuts it to a 10-point game. 2 minutes to go. Game tied. Alyssa Peely forces it up and in as Utah takes the lead. Now final seconds. Washington State down by 3. Eula Motuga has an open look to tie the game for 3, but it rims in and out. Washington State fights hard, but falls short. 71-66 is the final. Murekatete led Washington State with 20 points in the loss. The Cougars now drop to 0-2 in Pac-12 play. Washington State, they'll look to bounce back against Colorado at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And it wasn't the most memorable holiday weekend for Washington State men's hoops. The Cougars lost 2 of 3 games in the Diamond Head Classic in Hawaii. And with the non-conference schedule wrapped up, the Cougars will shift their focus towards Pac-12 opponent, number 11, UCLA. The Cougars and Bruins go head-to-head tonight in Pullman. Washington State is led by big man Mohamed Gay and starting guard TJ Bamba, who lead the team in scoring. Cougars head coach Kyle Smith says both players will be key in the team's run at a Pac-12 championship.
They're great. I thought that's testament to what they're going to keep grinding and keep better, get back home, and hopefully we can, build some confidence.
Tip-off between Washington State and UCLA is set for 8 o'clock tonight from Beasley Coliseum in Pullman, and we will have highlights tonight on Nightside. Gonzaga basketball opens up conference play on Saturday against Pepperdine. The last time Gonzaga lost a conference opener, Celine Dion was the top-selling music artist in the country. So safe to say it's been a while. The Bulldogs have won 26 straight West Coast conference openers dating back to 1996. The numbers point to Gonzaga extending that streak on Saturday. The Bulldogs haven't lost to Pepperdine in 20 years. However, Gonzaga head coach Mark Few says they need to be careful because it won't be as easy to win a conference title this season.
The league's going to be really, really competitive. And if we don't play well, we'll get beat in the league. We're going to have to play good every game. We don't have the luxury maybe we've had some of the other years.
They got a lot of talent over there. I think they got some transfers too, and those guys can get hot quick in a hurry. And that's something that we don't want to entertain or deal with because they're talented enough to just win games with how hot they can get. So hopefully we can beat them up and make those guys uncomfortable because they got some really good players over there.
Gonzaga and Pepperdine will tip off at 2 o'clock Saturday at McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga has won every conference opener under head coach Mark Few, and we will have coverage of that game right here on 4 News Now. As for that, that'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. It's a stunning natural waterfall that drops 200 feet into a churning bowl. The water then winds through a gorge and into the mighty Snake River. In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we're giving you a bird's eye view of one of the most popular waterfalls in Washington.
When I came out here, he says, well, there's one place you got to go. And so this is how we ended up right here. It's absolutely spectacular. You come around the corner and all of a sudden it's shocking because you see all this flat land and then there's the waterfall and it's hard to decide which direction to look at. It's a very humbling experience being here. You know, part of it is not only the natural things, but to read that people were actually here 10, 12,000 years ago. And, you know, when you come to a place like this, you appreciate what we've been given, the legacy of this, and you just want to do everything you can to maintain and sustain it. No matter where you are or where you go, you know, this is just, many levels, just, I hate to use the word it's trite, but it's awesome.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
It's Furniture Row's 4-day New Year's Super Sale. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years, no interest, and no down payment. But hurry, the 4-day New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Before you ring in the new year, watch a special year-end edition of 4 News Now. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. 2022 has been a year to remember.
Join us as we take a look back at the stories that help define our community.
Light the lights of Cowley Park and making spirits bright.
Stories of hope, stories of tragedy, stories about family, sad goodbyes, and new beginnings.
Watch our 2022 year in review, a 4 News Now special New Year's Eve at 10.
Sub-zero temperatures are expected now through the upcoming holiday season, and we want to help you be prepared. Keep your thermostat set at 70 degrees. Let faucets in your home drip. Cover hose bibs. Keep garage doors closed. Have space heaters on hand. And remember, Bill's Heating and Air will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, should you have issues at all. Happy holidays from your Bill's Heating and Air family.
Thousands of families living on the streets will struggle to stay warm this winter, but you can help. We're collecting donations to buy winter clothes and services that will keep those families warm and dry. Donate today at warmheartswinterdrive.com or any neighborhood Columbia bank.
Upgrade your new year with a powerful rig from Northwest Motorsport. Don't end 2022 with your old ride. Take control with a tough lifted truck, diesel truck, or four-wheel drive SUV. You're sure to find the perfect upgrade at nwmsrocks.com/newyear. Don't start 2023 with a dud. Check out the biggest and best lifted trucks in the Northwest at your local Northwest Motorsport. And make 2023 the year of trucks, and more trucks. And tell them Bone sent ya.
Here's to 365 nights of better sleep during the 4-day New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $279.99. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Well, some light flurries and sprinkles could continue for this evening, but once we get through that, we are looking at dry conditions for the next couple of days. Only big concern is going to be fog developing overnight that will stick with us, but overall pretty nice, and those mild temps. It's a nice relief.
Yeah, it was a surprise
break
this morning. You told us we were going to have a little bit of snow overnight, but my dog was unaware and loved it. Rory loves the snow. We'll see you again on Nightside.